I mean, I wear a lot of black, so they're not my colour, but...
Well, maybe they are.
But maybe they are.
Can a company you've never heard of actually make a product that could rival the big name brands? Well, I'd never heard of Monday Club Fitness, but here we are. But just a little backstory to set the scene. So recently my grips, they were dying and on their way out, so I went to Instagram, I put up a story, and I was just asking people to recommend their favourite grips. Oh, and while I'm on Instagram for a moment, I just wanted to say, if you don't follow me at JasonCF Media already, I am actually going to be using Instagram a lot more with regards to topics coming up in future videos. So I'll be looking for more feedback from the community as a whole and their opinion on certain things. So if you're not there, but you want to have your say in future videos, then Instagram is going to be the place to do that. But getting back to the point of this story, a lot of people did reply with recommendations for grips, and generally it was the usual suspects in the world of grips, we could say. But there was one company that really stood out to me. And the reason for that was, first of all, the number of people that were recommending them to me. And secondly, because I had never heard of this company before. And that was Monday Club Fitness. So when I then posted up the top 3 recommended grips, although it was technically 4 because the third place was a tie, Monday Club Fitness, they'd won. They'd had the most people recommending them to me. And I just added a little note there next to those grips saying that, these guys have won. I've never heard of them before, but clearly they have some very loyal supporters. So cut to the following morning, and I'm getting a message from Nick at Monday Club Fitness. Now, Nick tells me they're a new company. That's why I probably haven't heard of them. They've only been trading just over a month at that time. But yes, they have some very loyal supporters. Moreover, Nick is convinced that I too will love these grips. Well, here they are. Now, Nick, he's confident that I'm going to love these grips. But that's not enough for me. And that definitely shouldn't be enough for you. So off I went down to CrossFit Bath to find some unknowing volunteers to test out the grips and let me know what they thought. I grabbed them before, after, or even during their workouts. Cut to a speedy montage. So we all had a play with these grips, but what did people think?
But I like them. I like that this is like more custom. I don't know how else to put it. But these are the ones that everyone gets now.
What do you think?
I like them. Sticky. Yeah, to be fair, they actually feel quite nice compared to some of my other ones. Like, they don't seem to pull as much on my hands, but yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
They're really sticky, which is really good.
They've got good support around the wrist.
Sound like a professional reviewer here. I don't mess about.
It's not my first rodeo. All right. Yeah, they're really good actually. Maybe the best grips I've worn. That's actually quite impressive. I thought nothing could beat the ones I've got, but and I like the colour. My sort of colour.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, I like it. It doesn't promote me putting my thumb all the way around, which is bad for my shoulder stability, but I did like them.
Now, it's pretty clear from their comments that the majority were quite fond of the grips. Now, I say the majority because not everybody loved them.
They're nice. I don't like the strap doesn't feel that secure, and the colour's not very nice. But they are very grippy. And, they could be a bit more comfortable. They'd be nice. No one wants out this time. Yeah, it's just that wrist bit, you can already see that it's from like 3 reps. They're very grippy.
So obviously people will have things they like or don't like about a pair of grips. It's not going to be the same for everyone, so they might not be the ideal grips for you. Although some people didn't even need to test them out to form an opinion.
Joe, you're gonna try them out, or you're heading out the door?
I got to run, but they feel grippy, which is the main thing, and they're pretty light, which is also good, and also fit on him, which I like. But pink, not sure.
Now the funny thing is, even though Joey didn't actually get to try the grips on himself, the points he picked up on were pretty similar to what a lot of people had said after using them, how grippy and sticky they felt. Now probably that was a big thing for people at CrossFit Bath because we have a powder coated rig, so the wrong pair of grips can have you swinging about all over the place with almost no grip. Personally, I do still want to try them out a little bit more because I found that they were very grippy and sticky, and that was great for toes to bar and pull-ups. I did have a few little issues when I was doing muscle-ups. I had a bit of trouble turning my hand over at the top because of how much it was gripping to the bar. That could just be down to user error and me not being used to having such a grippy pair of grips. So a few other things I like about the grip itself. I always use fingerless anyway, so that was a positive for me. I actually like the cut of the grip itself, particularly the way it goes around the wrist together with the strap. I felt that it was very secure and actually comfortable to wear. It's also got the padding inside, so that was a positive. But again, not too thick, the padding, but definitely comfortable. And speaking of thickness, the thickness of the grips themselves for me is absolutely ideal. If they're a bit thicker than this, I find it quite uncomfortable when they're wrapped around the bar. It just feels like I've got too much that I'm trying to get my hand over. So for me, they're definitely a really nice grip, and I can definitely see them being my go-to grip for the foreseeable future. But another thing I like about this whole situation is it just shows that a company can come in. If they've got a good product, they can really make something special and succeed. You know, we talk about there not being money in the CrossFit world when we think about how much athletes are having to pay to register for competitions, travel to them, accommodation, their food, all the costs add up, and then at the end of the day, they might not even get any prize money, or maybe they just win very little, and we think, you know, there's not much money in CrossFit. But actually, if you've got a good product, you have a captive audience, and we know people that do CrossFit love to spend money on shoes, clothes and accessories. So if you are in the market for some new grips, then maybe Monday Club Fitness could be for you. You can find them on Instagram. I don't believe their website is live as of yet, but you know, if you're buying from them, you're getting a good pair of grips and you're supporting a small business at the same time. So really it's a win-win in that case. Now, of course, I don't normally do reviews on this channel, but if you did like this and you'd like to see me put some other products through the test down at CrossFit Bath, well, I'd be more than happy to give it a go. So just let me know in the comments below. Speaking of comments, thank you everyone who watched the last video speaking about Justin Berg no longer being the GM of sport for CrossFit, and also everybody that liked the video, but those of you that left a comment, I really appreciate it. There's some really interesting thoughts in there. For example, Sam Smith and Michael Guest raising some really interesting points in their comments. So if you haven't watched the video, check it out, but don't forget to read the comments as well. And one final thought on the grips before I go. As you would have noticed, a number of people mentioning the color. Love it or hate it. I don't know how you feel, but I do have a question for Monday Club Fitness.
Does it come in black?